And it's a celebration episode here of the Wrestling Roundtable podcast. We got a lot of stuff going on this week, and something that we're celebrating right off the bat, the Judgment Day may be imploding from within. Oh, it's a beautiful day to be here in the Wrestling Roundtable podcast. As always, I'm Ryan. I got my boy Dom with me. And Dom, first of all, a happy to you, and also a happy Judgment Day. Go bye bye to you too, as well.
Absolutely. First and foremost, I just want to get this out. Today is a wonderful, glorious day. Not only is Judgment Day is imploding, but today is an awesome day because my brother here, today is his birthday. And what better way to celebrate his birthday? Not only to talk about the thing that we love here at Wrestling Roundtable Podcast is wrestling, but to also celebrate the demise that I've been praying and hoping and just I feel like Drew McIntyre right now, praying on Judgment Downfall, and it finally happened to
Yes.
the great Hauser for coming in and changing things around for me and my viewing pleasures. I am buying that man's shirt. You will for the video viewers, you will see me in that shirt because I told you, I said, first of all, if he comes in here and that curse works, I'm getting the shirt. And then I said, if he curses Dom to the point where Dom started losing, I'm talking about set a career record and loss, I will paint my face. So we still have yet to see Dom in another match since he lost that IC title. If that man loses every match until he breaks that 266 record or whatever, I will paint my face. But until then, I'm just gonna get a shirt because I am excited for this road to WrestleMania that we on and seeing Judgment Day in.
Could not
Ye-
agree more. Could not agree more. First of all, thank you so much for the birthday love of it's been a beautiful day. I've gotten love from all around the world. We're recording this, on Thursday. But, want to thank you for that. And also, we got to teach you how to say Danhausen's name.
I'm gonna get it right. I'm gonna get it right. It's a work in
Practice, my
progress.
friend, practice, because that man, he's killing it in t-shirt sales right now.
Sure.
The whole internet is talking about him. Um, and he's been with the company for 3 weeks.
3 weeks. The man literally just came out and just do backstage segments. He ain't even been in the ring and
Right. He hadn't
wrestled.
wrestled yet.
Nothing. He's just been sitting and catering and cursing people, and it's been a glorious sight to see.
And asking for a Hall of Fame induction, which, the rate that it's going, Judgment Day to go bye-bye, you might want to get him inducted, man.
I would induct him. I mean, like he's automatically in there for what he did to Dom. So, and then on top of that, not only what he did to Dom, but what he did this past Monday night, uh El Grande Americano, he put old switcheroo with them
That
two.
was so weird. That was so weird.
I thought I look, I wasn't even paying. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't paying attention to Raw too much, but I just so happened to have looked up because I saw the segment with him and Dan and Americano, and I seen him do "You're Cursed." I was like, oh. Initially, in my mind, you know where my mind goes. I'm thinking the mask is gonna come off.
Right.
Lo and behold, I looked up. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. That's not. That's the other one. It's like, and then the whole time the match was going on, I'm just like, okay, where's the original Americano? He never showed up, so I'm just like, oh, like now this going to be an ongoing weekly story of like where Americano. Now, if this if he cursed Americano and Chad Gable comes popping in and acting like he don't know where he's at. Like, why y'all asking me where I've been? I've been home. I've been, working on my injury. I'm back healthy now.
Yeah,
It's like, dude,
right.
you literally been here week in and week out dressed in a darn luchador mask. I will flip out. You want that to happen. I see it in your face. You want that to happen. You probably was thinking like, oh, they gonna pull that trick.
I would lose it. Like I would absolutely lose it. Now, to the people in the IWC, of which this podcast unfortunately belongs, because there's some corners of the IWC which are not fit for human consumption.
Nah.
I texted you one of those earlier today, by the
Yeah,
way.
yeah, I came
Yeah,
across that one, and
yeah,
I was just
yeah.
like, gee, whiz.
Um, and I also posted another one of those in our group chat,
But
which I definitely don't
definitely,
want
I
to
mean,
talk.
the Samantha one,
Samantha, yeah. So
yeah,
Samantha and her
and her husband,
and,
yes,
and her bald husband, yeah. Don't want to go much further into that, but my
Ricka
point,
flip.
yeah,
Yeah,
flippy
I can't say the
dippy.
other word that we say, but
No, no, no. But because we're trying to keep this, at
family
least
oriented. We're trying to keep it family
somewhat
friendly.
family oriented here.
Yes,
But my
yes.
point, my point is that you've got, oh boy, so many people in the IWC who absolutely despised the fact that it was Danhausen. Danhauser. Now you got me saying it. Danhauser in that box at the Elimination Chamber show. You people must not understand. You must not remember the hurricane. You must not remember Santino
I
or
mean, mankind,
Mankind, or even more
human love.
recently, Our Truth.
Yeah. Speaking of our truth, you because now you can't get Dan's name right. Our truth be calling people the wrong name anyway. When he called
Danhausen.
Chapo, he called
Danhausen.
Chapo.
Yeah, I mean, you remember back in Survivor Series when I kept on wanting to call it SummerSlam?
Oh, classic, classic,
Yeah.
classic.
Yeah. Oh my God. But I think it's kind of proven to be a very interesting signing, because he's the exact same character that he played in AEW.
Yeah,
The exact same
like
character,
down
same
down to
face
the T.
paint,
Yep,
down to a teeth for that matter.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, um, but I kind of feel like there's a lot more use for somebody like him in WWE. And I'm really happy because, first of all, everything I've read about the real life guy, it's a beautiful guy, right? You know, yeah, like a really good dude. Um, but the character, I mean, if you remember, I was just talking about how I was just laughing my head off when he was coming out with with that ridiculous, with the dancing girls and
Oh yeah, that was.
kind of the Shockmaster pyro effects that they had.
And you remember when I said that all that could have been saved for a regular Saturday night's main event or
Absolutely.
a Raw SmackDown. Um,
Yeah,
I'm not I'm not disappointed by him signing with WWE, not
of
whatsoever.
course not. Yeah,
Like you said, we talked about this eons ago. Like our truth is getting ready to retire, whether he said it or not. The whole fiasco with him getting released, and then we basically brought him back. And then for Triple H to say, "Oh, it was part of the story," or whatever, blah, blah, blah. No, it was y'all literally released him, and then when you find out that that was a big no-no amongst the fans, y'all was like, "Oh, we gotta get this guy back." So obviously, our truth is probably going to. We don't know the duration of his contract, but as I am getting older, and respectfully, you and I are getting older, uh, things are starting to dwindle in WWE. I'm starting to see a lot of new, and the old that we knew growing up is starting to not only look like they're on the way out, but they're actually on the way out. I mean, the biggest hit to my childhood, obviously, is seeing, Undertaker leave. And then when he
Facts,
left,
yeah.
uh, like John Cena. So, no disrespect to AJ Styles, I didn't really grow up on AJ Styles because I didn't watch TNA like that. But once the Undertaker and I mean Triple H and John Cena left, I was just like, I mean, this is it. And like when The Rock officially retires, that's really gonna hit me like, oh man. So
Yeah, kind of like me and kind of like me and Flair, kind of like me and Dusty, kind of of that uh kind of that same era. But let's face it, Brock Lesnar's not a young man in this business. He's only a few months younger than I am. John
right.
Cena wasn't a young man in this business. CM Punk's not a young man in this business. AJ Styles is not a young man in this business. A lot of these guys, Rey Mysterio is older than me. His knees are older than about five of me.
I mean, how many times have we talked about his knee 5 years ago? Like we was
I
like, that's
know.
like barely hanging on with thumb thumb tacks and bubblegum at this point.
Duct tape baling wire, and a brittle guitar string.
Yep. That's
Yeah,
what
and the prayers of his ancestors. Let's not forget.
yes. And his
But
guardian angel, Eddie Guerrero, is old. He's here.
exactly, the real father of his son.
I can't wait for that
Uh,
receipt for
oh boy, yeah.
Eddie. I mean, not
Um,
Eddie, for Dom coming his way.
yeah. What do you think? What's next? Because the big thing that came out of this, of this past Monday night is Finn Balor absolutely getting beat down and get kicked out of the Judgment Day. We saw it coming. It was coming for for a long time.
Long overdue.
Um, long overdue. Um, do you think there's a chance that we get Finn versus Dom at WrestleMania for the AAA championship?
My brother, I'm so glad that we are on this topic because I've been waiting for this for a whole week. So obviously I've played out so many different scenarios of not only Judgment Day's demise, but the potential matchup between Dom and Finn. Um, and every passing moment, every week, every opportunity we've got to see Finn come out solo, things have gradually ramped up. When Finn came out with his Judgment Day gear on, but he came out with his interest music, I was like, hold on, that's Finn's old interest music, right? That was number one. Um, which that was what Clash at Berlin or something like that. That was it.
Yep.
Yeah. So then the Raw where he came out in his leather jacket, I was like, oh my God, that's Finn. That's the guy. That's the guy I literally came back into wrestling and like one of the newcomers that I gravitated to. So that was awesome to see. And now, with that being said, he gets beat down by the Judgment Day, and that only sparks up the ideal of me thinking of Finn is really going to tap into that part that's been dormant for a very long time. probably since his last match with Edge, which we ain't gonna talk about that because Edge is no more as Adam Copeland. But it's been dormant for a couple years now since that match. And with that being
Right.
said, that wasn't the perfect representation of the demon. The demon that I know doesn't have purple paint on his face. The demon I know fought Roman Reigns and potentially almost won the I want to say the Universal title at the time. I don't think it was undisputed, but he had that mishap of the ring collapsing on him. So that left a sour taste in, I'm pretty sure, Finn's mouth. Obviously, the IWC, we all didn't understand that whole shabacle of a match. But I think it's time now to get a redemption story, not only for Finn, but for the demon. And
Yes.
what other place than WrestleMania? Now, granted, I don't think they will have that match for the title at WrestleMania. I think, if I'm not mistaken, AAA has a program before WrestleMania, right? Like maybe the weekend before, or the week of, or something like that, leading up to WrestleMania.
I'm not sure of the specifics of that, but I know that they've got a real they've got a real like foothold in Las Vegas.
Yes.
So there could be
So,
something at least on WrestleMania week.
in the possibility of that happening, to bring more people to that show and save up a slot for WrestleMania, but I would love to see Finn do his demon entrance for WrestleMania, which that's probably still going. WWE greedy. They want to use that. They want to use everything that's going to guarantee them cash anyway at WrestleMania. So we're gonna stick with the WrestleMania, but it's a possibility that I feel like this match could be for AAA for the AAA title to bring more eyes to AAA. But to stay on the realm of WrestleMania, yes, I absolutely do believe that Dom and Finn will cross paths at WrestleMania. Now, hear me out too. I'm thinking about this now that I
Okay,
think about
all
it.
right.
Rey Mysterio's name was dropped in that promo. He was like, your father was right. You are a, P word. So,
Right.
and I pray to God it's not what I'm thinking right now because I already got an idea in my head. I'm hoping it's not Finn and Ray versus JD and Dom. I don't want that. I want one on one.
No, not at WrestleMania. Maybe like at a Saturday night's main event or
But
something, but
but hear me
not
out.
at
The only reason why I say
WrestleMania.
that is
Yeah.
because if it's not at a Saturday night main event and it is at WrestleMania, now we get a potential road to backlash where Dom is fed up with his father, fed up with hearing his father's name, fed up with just Ray, the existence of his father's legacy in WWE. So then we turn to your story that we've been constantly pushing out there of Dom taking his father's legacy and retiring his father in Tampa.
Now that does kind of fly in the face of your hope after that Danhausen curse, because that would mean
Hey,
he would have to win that match before the 200, match losing streak.
right. But and the possibility of that happening and he don't win, that means, obviously Ray is going to bet something too. Like, hey, I want you to bet this, or you know, you want my career, I want the belt, or you want my career, I want your hair. I'm hoping it's the hair, so he can shave his head. But
Hair, yeah, like
a
hair
man, a
versus
man can
mask.
dream.
I'm thinking Rey Mysterio's retirement has to involve his mask. Full
Yes,
stop. I don't care who it's
yes,
against. It's got to be a like a mask versus hair kind of thing.
absolutely. But that's a man can wish because I mean, when it comes to WWE, we can come
Who
out
the
with
hell
the
knows?
perfect scenario of
Yeah,
stories and it still get overlooked for something stupid. So
yeah, indeed. Well, moving on to nobody's surprise, we have a new Universal Champion, and it
he
is the grandson of the plumber, Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare.
Cody Rakeem, as IWC like to keep reiterating, uh, Rakeem Rhodes. I don't know where they got the Rakeem from. I don't even know where in the history of. I mean, the man has a black wife. I get it, but come on, like, just come on.
um,
Matter of fact, I have yet to see this man even eat. So that should tell you right then and there. LA Knight has more rhythm than Cody. Okay. Let's just put that out there. Recently, we just saw a video of LA Knight in a leather jacket, and he was eating with the fellas, and he had more rhythm than Cody. So, and I'm still going back to this press conference that he had with Jay Uso, and he literally looked at that reporter and was like, "Ma'am, could you could you eat?" He said, "Eat, ma'am." He said, "Eat." So, just saying, I'm not discrediting Cody whatsoever when it comes to being in that community. We love Cody, but
right. Okay.
as a member of that community, I have to kind of like downplay this whole Rakeem thing. Like let's just chill out. Like the pictures and stuff is cute, but when the man starts yeeting and like actually having rhythm and stuff like that with the folks, then I may give him a little pass. But until then, no, no.
All right. All right. This may be an awkward question, but I have to ask. As a member of the Caucasian community, was Dusty more welcomed into that
Absolutely.
world a little bit naturally? Okay.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
Naturally. Yes. He naturally just fell into that. Okay. There wasn't
Right.
I mean, the man literally has tape of him playing basketball. Okay. Like
Very well.
very well,
Dusty
as a
could
matter of
hoop.
fact.
Dusty could hoop.
Yes. He get buckets, as they like to say. The man
Yeah.
gets buckets. So until there's footage of Cody doing anything of remotely of that, basketball, dancing, whatever the case may be, I'm not. We're not we're not doing that. And then, like you said, Dusty, he just fell into the community. Like he just was like an angel just coming down and like, we welcomed him in school. But Cody, I don't know.
Are we saying we need to check Cody's potato salad?
I don't want to check that at all. Like, do not even don't
All
don't
right.
even think
Touche.
about it. No.
Touche. Touche. Touche, my friend. But I think it was an obvious move. It was
Yeah,
an obvious
obviously.
move for him to
Yes.
go over Drew McIntyre and win that championship again, even though the IWC, in their infinite wisdom, has been, I don't want to say up in arms, but that's exactly what they've been doing.
Oh, I can literally feel their crash outs through their text
No,
messages.
they've been whining and crashing out is what they've been doing.
Yes. I don't know who's the biggest whiner, Drew McIntyre or the IWC.
But do you see any scenario where it's not Randy Orton with the confetti and the pyro and and standing on the corner, standing on the ring post with the belt in his hand, doing his pose as they fade to black on night one? Do you see any scenario where he doesn't go over?
Well, I like to pull this scenario out because it's the only scenario that makes sense. Um,
Which
and I like
WWE
to
doesn't do very often, by the way,
they don't do it very
as
often.
we've established.
I like to refer to a wonderful movie, Avengers Endgame. And
Okay.
Doctor Strange went through like 7 billion. whatever, 7 billion different scenarios of them possibly beating Thanos, right? And every scenario he went through, every scenario but one scenario, right? And it was basically the inevitable of Iron Man dying. So this whole assumption of this quarterback one, Cody being this do good, just basically what they like to call it, this cookie cutter babyface, right? They got to they got to get going, got to cut it out. And the reason why I say that is, do you know the outrage that we as fans would have? Because Cody is loved. I'm not Cody, excuse me. Cody's loved too. Don't get me wrong. Randy's loved by everybody, right?
Hmm.
This man literally has the opportunity at WrestleMania to slide into third, sole third between Ric Flair and John Cena for the most championship wins at 15. Um, we have literally seen Randy Orton kind of sneaking back into that Viper type Randy Orton. He still
Hmm.
shows shades of that. Um, and obviously outside of the ring, him being a dad and him fighting his back injury to get back to what he loves to do. Everything points to Randy winning that match. But in order for you to make it make sense for me, and the point of like Cody winning and it not really piss me off too much, is for him to turn heel. And one particular reason why I say him turn heel is because if you think about, let's see, maybe a year and a half ago, maybe two years to be exact, a fine young gentleman by the name of excuse me, I'm about to butcher his name, excuse me, but a fine young gentleman by the name of The Rock, the final boss, had this proposition for Cody, right? And Cody likes to self-proclaim himself as quarterback one. He likes to say he's the face of the franchise. He likes to do this and do that, and yeah.
Yeah.
And I hear all that, and I understand it. And Triple H tries to sell the same thing on Unreal and all this other stuff, blah blah blah. But to outcast the shadow of the OTC is crazy to me because Cody won the belt, the undisputed title belt at that. The undisputed title is the title that Roman made into what it is today. And yet Roman leaves SmackDown. Roman goes to Raw. All the attention, all the focus, all everything is on Roman versus CM Punk. Now, I'm not the smartest crayon in the book, but I do, you know, peep things out. And last time I checked, if you're the guy, if you're the guy, the quarterback, number one, I don't think you're playing second fiddle to a Roman versus CM Punk. That's just my observation. What do you have, Ryan, on that? And granted,
That
I know CM Punk. Before you start, I know CM Punk is like, oh, uh, night one and night two still the same thing. Blah, blah, blah. No, 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 sir. No, 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 no,
no.
no, no. On this show, we've got distinctly in depth with that whole night one, night two thing. Yes, you are a main eventer in night one. That is not taken away from you.
Right.
You are the show of shows for the first night. But last time I checked, WrestleMania was a one night grand event that so happened they got broken up in recent years into two. But at the end of the day, the last match on the card for the entire show, whether it's night one or night two, the last match, which is night two, and it's going to be Roman versus CM Punk. The last image of what taking it home is basically on their shoulders. So
Right.
whatever happened night one, that's cool. We remember it. That's awesome. But we're more focused on night two than anything else because that's the last match on the entire event.
The last, I mean, to answer your question, I agree. I think that, and this is not like a fantasy booking kind of thing. I think this is more of just a realistic storytelling kind of
Mhm,
thing.
mhm.
Um, Cody Rhodes, if he somehow goes over Randy Orton, it can't be clean. There's got to be some shenanigans. There's got to be some effery, so to speak. There's got to be something, some kind of insinuating circumstance. Because if he just goes over clean, it's like it's like 2012 John Cena all over again,
Yeah.
where the fans are going to turn on that man. The announcers are going to start talking about mixed reactions when in reality they're just booing the ever loving crap out of him.
It's gonna be Roman Reigns all over again.
Roman Reigns circa 2014, 2015. Yes, absolutely. Because not even The Rock was able to save that man from getting booed off the stage when he won his first Royal Rumble.
Right.
Not even the freaking Rock.
And it was in Philly. That's the worst place you can pull that card.
Oh, you kidding me? Um, but I feel like I want to see it. I really want to see Cody Rhodes like a legitimate Cody Rhodes heel run. But after what they did with John Cena and how they completely dropped the ball on his heel run,
Butchered it.
I don't know if I trust it. I don't know if I trust I don't know if I trust the storytelling. I don't know if I trust the creative. I just don't know if I trust it. I could, I could certainly, because as I've said many times, Triple H loves the big viral moment. But he and that creative team don't know how to back it up. Because how many think pieces, hell, I wrote one, were written after John Cena turned heel at Elimination Chamber a year ago. I wrote one. And it completely, it completely faltered. That's my biggest concern is that if you do a Cody Rhodes heel turn, which again I would love to happen, I think he could be just an incredible nasty heel, but I don't trust it to really lead anywhere like long term.
Remember when I said like WWE has an opportunity to right a wrong and like really go on a redemption tour as far as like the bad taste they left in our mouths from 41?
Yep.
They have an opportunity to do that with this run. Like
Oh
they're
no, of
going
course
back.
they have the opportunity. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Like they're going back to the scene of the crime, right? You are expecting people to pay to see something that you basically poop the brick on last year, right? John Cena's heel run could have been by far the greatest heel run of all time. It could have been on the same level as the Bloodline storyline, just within 1 year of his, retirement tour. But they butchered it. They killed it. They like I just can't even fathom any words of like disappointment that they did with that. But with Cody, excuse me, with Cody's heel turn run, you can literally run Cody heel turn from this up and coming WrestleMania all the way to Saudi Arabia. But our trust in WWE is so tarnished that I don't even think they can make something make sense for a whole month, to be honest. I mean, I'm not trying to cuss. HEW hockey sticks, not even to Backlash, that even makes sense.
Yeah. Thinking back on it, thinking back on it, I remember when John Cena cut his first heel promo on that one Monday Night Raw. They were somewhere in Europe somewhere,
Yeah, it was
and he
overseas.
cut
Yeah.
it. Yeah, and he cut that first heel promo, and I remember thinking they're gonna butcher this. They're gonna absolutely butcher this because it was about as paint by numbers, fresh heel turn promo as you can get. You know, like the fans made me do this.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Oh,
And
yeah. We we
yeah,
we dissected. We dissected the whole promo. Like, could they be going this way? Could they be going this way? Could this
right.
happen? Could this happen? And then to be told from John Cena's mouth that the reason why they went the way they went or whatever, or cut it short, is because of the scheduling with The Rock and this, that, and third, and Travis Scott was supposed to be involved and all this other stuff. They could have literally, and they've done this before. The Rock doesn't have to be there for it to make sense. All you have to do is mention him and, you know, like wedging in there, like he was the reason why you turned. Rock don't have to show up for like months on out because he literally done that with the whole rivalry between John Cena and The Rock.
Yeah, yeah, and you could. He doesn't have to be there, but he could still be present. He could take a selfie video, post it on Instagram, cut a promo, and you air that on Monday Night Raw or Friday Night SmackDown. He
Or he could just
doesn't
air
have to
on
be there.
or he could just air on social media. Like this man
Or just
literally
air,
cut
yeah.
a promo on social media. It had nothing to do with Raw or SmackDown. And it was the best, one of the realest rawest promos that The Rock has ever done. And that just drove that story between
Yes.
Cody and Roman and the whole bloodline. Like that, like I don't understand how like stuff like that they did for that particular WrestleMania, right? But the stuff with John Cena, they just, you know, bump it. I mean, yeah, he's on his retirement. I mean, we appreciate your service, sir, but like that story, that run could have been one of the most remember. I mean, it is going to be remembered, but obviously a lot of bad than good. But it could have rivaled Bloodline storyline. It could have rivaled the whole Shield breakup. It could have rivaled the whole Daniel Bryan storyline. Like all these great moments in storytelling history of WWE, John Cena's would have been number one amongst them all because this man literally has been hustle, loyalty, respect for 20 years. He's literally been the guy that Cody's trying to even come close to being. And then he finally, I mean, he obviously, in his younger years, he was a heel, but it wasn't nowhere near the magnitude of this heel run. Like, this is '09 Randy Orton type stuff we're talking about. Because, like,
Yeah.
you've been doing, make wishes and all this other stuff. Then you turn on us and join the dark side with The Rock. The Rock literally was in the ring and did the whole, slit throat thing. And yet you do nothing with that. You don't even mention it anymore. You don't even say anything about it.
Left it dangling like a fish on a hook.
And I mean, we say it all the time. Maybe it's not the case, but I truly, strongly feel it is. Ever since TKO took over the keys to the Ferrari, it's been running like a Pinto.
Comp, yeah, and that's
You
unfortunate because yeah,
you get that good run for a good minute, and then it just stops.
Hmm. So frustrating. So frustrating.
Breathe, brother, breathe. I feel, I see the gears turning. I see you looking like me right now with Judgment Day. I felt the
Yeah,
crash out. I
yeah,
felt it.
yeah. I feel it bubbling. I
Yep.
feel it bubbling. I'm another year older today. I don't need to be crashing out. It's not good for my heart. It's not good for my blood
Nope.
pressure.
Nope. Nope. I mean, we gotta make it. We gotta make it another year, bro. You like
I know.
we're literally like what, six days, maybe 5 days from my very first debut when we first dropped the episode 1. So we gotta make it. We gotta make it to another year, and
Yeah,
so on
yeah.
and so forth.
I mean, granted, in another year I'm turning 50, but that's another, that's
Uh,
a,
Wow.
that's a story between me and my therapist that I don't want to get
Yeah,
into right now. But my
right, right.
point is that a, you've got such an incredible roster right now.
I mean, the
Even
best
with the
we've probably seen in decades, right?
even with who is not injured, you've got one of the best rosters of all time right now. This has the makings of one of those weekends that we talk about for the next 50 years. You got to pull it off.
Got to, got to.
You got to pull it off because I feel like the public is this close to losing faith in this company. And that's a damn shame. That really breaks my heart.
I mean, how many times? How often have we heard the rumblings of AEW being mentioned from other people, like going maybe possibly rewatching AEW to the point where you know some are even saying that AEW is way better than WWE. And no gripe, no disrespect to them,
Yeah.
they are good. Like I started off watching AEW during the COVID eras, and like they had great storylines. They had great. I mean, they got great talent. And the biggest difference between AEW and WWE obviously is the action. AEW is right in your face. You get nonstop action and 30%, promos in this. WWE, you get 80% promos, 20% action. Oh, excuse me. You get 80% promos, 10% of action, 10% of or I would say more than that, but I say 10% of advertisement. Let's let's just go ahead and put that out there.
Well, considering that half the ring is painted with logos nowadays.
Plastered with logos. And
Yeah.
Vince McMahon, that's probably why Vince McMahon had that crash. I mean, he probably was
Yeah,
thinking
yeah,
about all the
probably.
advertisement in the ring and was like spazzing out about that.
Just a quick aside about that. The whole, like logos and stuff like that in the ring, like on the canvas, on the turnbuckles, it doesn't bother me that much,
Yeah.
but the shameless nature of it bothers me. Like if you want to have a Prime logo or you know, a movie logo or something in the middle of that ring on the canvas, I don't have a problem with it. But you're plastering Slim Jim's logos on tables. You're plastering, Fireball whiskey logos on ladders nowadays. Probably going to be, plastering something on kendo sticks or in chairs for that matter. It's like the whole shameless nature of it is starting to get to me a little bit.
What was wrong with just putting it on the turnbuckle? Like what was just wrong with just putting simple advertisement on turnbuckle, put it on the side
Right.
of the ring, maybe flash a graphic, obviously, back in the day, JR and them mentioned, whatever was sponsored by this case or whatever. But now it's just like I'm looking at a advertisement rather than a wrestling event.
Yeah. I mean, you remember how much JR loved doing those ad reads for Skittles, right?
Oh man, he loved it. He loved it, and it made me want Skittles. Like every time he
Right.
read it, it made me think about Skittles, and I wanted to go get Skittles at that point. But now
Yeah.
I don't want nothing when it's plastered all on TV. I don't want no Prime. I don't
I
want to get no
damn sure don't
insurance.
know Money Prime.
No, I don't want it. I don't Slim Jim maybe, but this what's the insurance or legal team or whatever the case they keep talking about.
There's the general car insurance, I know
Yeah,
is one
yeah.
thing.
I don't want it. I don't want none of that. Like, why we keep pushing that when I'm trying to watch wrestling? This is what I want to watch. I'm not wanting to watch. It reminds me of a YouTube video. You know, you get down there, you watch a couple videos, and boom, here's an advertisement. Like I just watched two videos. Why is the advertisement popping up right now? Then you have to wait till the skip button comes up. It takes 30 seconds for it to pop up. Then when it pops up, you get skip. Then it goes to another advertisement, and you get to wait 5 seconds for that to get out of the way. Like at this point, you just tired of being on YouTube. So
Yeah.
now we get to Raw. We turn to Raw. 20 minutes into Raw, here comes the advertisement. Oh my God. And then it comes back on, and all of a sudden they get talking some more. All right, we already an hour in, we finally get to a match. Get to a match. Let's side by side. Here's a commercial, here's the match. I can't even see that little screen. I'm seeing the advertisement. I want to see what's going on in the ring. Like, and this was even pointed out to me. I didn't even pay attention to Monday Night Raw, but on social media, they literally said it was like three matches and everything
Yeah.
else promos. And I'm like, when the last time that you can remember during the old man's era where it was only three matches that night and just basically a bunch of talking? Granted, they talked a lot back in the day too. Let's just get it out there. They did.
Right.
Obviously, the matches went nowhere near compared to what it is now. It was just a lot of punches, maybe some drops, this, that, and the third. But at least we seen some bodies getting slammed, some people getting busted open. Uh, uh, you know, cussing going on during the match. But now we don't see none of that. So you telling me I'm finna sit here and pay? Let's see. Let's just throw a wild number out there. I'm about to pay 150 or whatever to get a seat. It's probably not even a good seat, but I'm just glad to be
Right.
there to see that, to experience it. Barely can see the ring, and I go in there for three matches.
Yeah.
Live televised show. Now this ain't. I see more action at a live event that's not televised than I do a televised.
Which they don't even have anymore, except for the
They
holiday
barely have
tours
that.
and
Yes.
the Europe tours. Yeah.
Yeah, they barely have that. So like it at the end of the day, I know people keep constantly tired of hearing us say this. It's TKO. They TKO the shit out of
TKO.
like
Yeah, they
they
absolutely have.
UFC the mess out of WWE, and it's like you don't do that. UFC is its own entity. WWE is its own entity. Do not bring you. We just got Ronda Rousey. That's what we did. They Ronda Rousey us. Cause think about it. Think about the women division when she came into it, right?
Ugh. Oh, I just threw up in my mouth a little bit.
Then you take her out
Yeah.
of the women's division, and it just it gets even better, right?
Yeah.
Like if it wasn't for the whole storyline between Becky and like Charlotte and like Becky trying to get into that match with her and Ronda, Charlotte versus Ronda would have been just terrible. Like
Yeah.
you needed another entity in that match
And
to make it.
it would not have closed that show either.
Oh God, no, it would no, no. Yeah, I mean you can sit here and sell it all you want. Ronda got that star power, blah 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 blah. But no, come on, man. Let's be honest about that.
Yeah. Something that, just a quick aside. Um, I know you tease me about this, but that's exactly why I like to watch WWE through a VPN on Netflix because you don't get nearly the commercials on that one.
Mm.
Now, granted, I couldn't get it to work this past Monday night and I had to sit through all the commercials, but usually it works just fine with that and SmackDown. But that's another, that's another story for another
That's
day.
another story, yeah.
Yeah, but I think that, and I don't know if you heard, but they've actually cut prices on WrestleMania tickets again. Yeah,
Oh, did it
yeah,
now?
yeah. Now the entry price on tickets now for night one and night two is down to $177,
Ah,
which is still ridiculous. But granted, you're going to be sitting up there hanging out with Gorilla Monsoon and Dusty Rhodes and Bobby Heenan, but you're going to be in the room.
I'd rather go to a bar, which is probably 45 minutes away from the actual event because
Right.
they got the whole blackout, which is crazy to me. But the whole
Oh
blackout
God,
around
that is so ridiculous.
that's so stupid. That is so
Selfish.
stupid.
Yeah.
But I rather if I was in Las Vegas, I'd rather go to a bar and pay $100 worth of drinks and food
Yeah.
and watch WrestleMania than to even sit there and pay 170 something dollars to sit during the to the moon to watch basically the jumbotron. I'm not doing it,
Yeah.
and I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. You have to be there. You do, no matter what. I've been to a live event. I love going to a live event, but I've never been to a televised event. I want to go, but I'm not fit to sit there and sit in the nosebleed seats and pay that amount of money. Them nosebleed seats need to be 50 to 75 bucks.
Yeah.
And that's being gracious. But to sit here and think I'm going to pay 200 something dollars to not even come remotely close to seeing what a superstar looked like coming out, other than when I see him on the screen, I'd rather stay at home and
And
pay
and
well,
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
you know, watch it off my uncle's account. But
Yeah.
that's neither here nor there. But pay $30 to watch WrestleMania. And then on top of that, they're literally showing an hour of WrestleMania on ESPN. Then you watch the rest of it. So to be honest, you're really watching an hour of them talking. That's what's finna happen. You're finna watch an hour of them talking.
Hmm.
Then when the match finally comes on, or match that you wanted to see, now you have to buy ESPN Unlimited. You think folks are idiots? Like we know what you finna do. The first hour is either finna be somebody coming out talking, or Truth finna do something funny. Uh, I'm gonna
Danhausen
call
gonna
him.
come out.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
call him Dan. Dan comes out, do something, curse somebody, whatever the case may be. The first match is going to be like, let's say, let's throw it on the whim. Tiffany versus Julia for the U.S. title, or it might be during it'd be real. It'd be real and Jade kick it off, and you can't see it because they wasted that whole hour on some dumb stuff. Oh, excuse me, I forgot. Andre the Giant Battle Royal. That's basically what they're gonna show. They're gonna show that for 45 minutes. You get the last 15 minutes leading up to one of the biggest matches of the first night, and then boom, you gotta pay $30.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. I'm an ESPN Unlimited subscriber, but it's not because of WWE.
Why
It's not because of WWE.
I get WWE is sports
Yeah,
entertainment, but entertainment that's the main ingredient of like wrestling. That's it. I mean, like yes,
yeah,
you got athletic stuff going on, but it is mostly entertainment. So why in the blue HEW hockey sticks did Russell like I get it. They want to talk about, oh, ESPN bought us, we on ESPN now, blah, 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 blah. Cool. That's whatever. I'd rather you be on Netflix. I'd rather you be on Peacock. I'd rather you be on HBO Max. I'd rather you be on whatever streaming app you want other than ESPN. ESPN has everything sports related on it.
Yeah.
WWE is sports entertainment, not sports. It's acting going on. WWE is
Yeah.
acting. Nothing about sports is acting. It's real life stuff. Like the stuff they do in the ring is real life. Like we're
Yeah.
never going to shortchange that. But when you're sitting here and putting on a show and being funny and doing all this and this, that, and the third, and yes, we do get some type of action, but it's not nowhere near where it used to be. It's more advertisement. It's more production crew stuff, and then a little bit of sprinkle of action. So you think I'm gonna say pay $30 for that? Well, you can literally
No.
WWE, all of their library stuff is literally on either YouTube or Netflix. I can watch all the old school action on something I am paying $20 for. I'd rather pay $20 to play 30 for that crap they be showing on ESPN. And yet I'm still gonna repeat this until I'm blue in the face. I've yet to watch WrestlePalooza. I am never going to watch WrestlePalooza. The name is even ridiculous. And you think I'm going to sit here and watch that crap after what you told me about it? Oh, I'm never watching WrestlePalooza. To hear you, of all people, just downplay WrestlePalooza the way you did, I was like, oh my God, I'm glad I didn't watch it. The monstrosity that was WrestlePalooza. The fact that they sat there and boast that event the way they did. I'm talking about night in and night out. You see somebody on ESPN. You got Stephen A. Smith talking to Triple H and this and that and third. And the way they boosted that thing up to the atmosphere it was. You would have thought we would have finna see WrestlePalooza be the next WrestleMania. Like it was gonna be a yearly thing. Like, oh, WrestlePalooza is gonna be the biggest show ever. Blah blah blah. And here comes Triple H with that god awful word he loves to say. It's going to be what? Um,
A new
surprises.
era.
It's
Yeah.
going to be a new era. It's a surprise after this, surprise after that, surprise after this, surprise after that. Triple H is one of those guys. He's the guy. He's the dad that goes and say, "Hey, I'm gonna go for milk," and he never comes back. That's whenever he says something about something being epic. It's gonna be a new era. It's surprise after surprise, or anything that's remotely close to something that may sound amazing. You might as well go and sit down and just prepare yourself for some trash because that's what it's
Yeah.
basically gonna be.
Yeah. Mm. And it's a shame. Yeah. I'll say it again. You've got so many incredible, just insanely talented people on that roster.
I mean, the list is crazy, and we
Yeah.
ain't even talk about the people that are hurt. Like the people that are hurt
Yeah.
could add so much more, but they're hurt. So, but the ones that are stepping in for the people that are hurt, it's crazy. It's like a I remember a friend of mine, he's just like, Alabama football. They're like a farm. They got running backs on the top of running backs and all this other stuff. Like you can one and then they shoot another one out. It's like he's 10 times better than the one that was on the field. So that's what's WWE. They got so much talent
Yeah.
to the point where it's overwhelming. Like, yes, Kevin Owens hurt. Yes, Braun Breaker got hurt. Yes, Bronson Reed got hurt. But then you turn around and I mean, like, this is just solely off of his athleticism. You got Jake Paul and I mean, excuse me, not Jake Paul, golly, Logan Paul, and you got Austin Theory, and you got Trick Williams, and Carmelo. Like Trick has been literally in the main roster for what, a month,
Yeah. Yeah. Like 6 weeks, something like that.
and he's more over than Jay Uso could have ever been before he even started doing the whole Yeet movement. This man been in the game for during the 15 years. Just finally got an opportunity to be a singles competitor. Finally got out of the tag team division, stigma. He wins the world IC title, wins the world title, start this whole yeet movement. But this brother has been in NXT. He done great things in NXT. He comes up to the main roster. He ain't even he has not even fought someone. Been in catering. Comes out to talk to Sami Zayn, and he's the most over superstar on SmackDown. That is crazy.
Absolutely insane.
Insane.
Yeah.
And everybody wants lemon pepper steppers or they coming out. You get on TikTok, that's all you hear is interest music. How I want to walk out or how I want to be brought up when I come to a wedding or some stuff. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. And even somebody like Obafemi. The strut that he
The
does
strut.
coming out to
Oh
the ring
my God.
is over as hell.
Do you know how many times they show people in the crowd and some of them are offbeat?
Yeah.
Like that strut is is pretty much like the most over thing like Penta was when he was doing a little smooth operator walk. Like
Hmm.
everybody eats that up. And then on top of that, they're doing a one like if I only have a certain amount of things that WWE has done great so far, and you and I both preached this to them. We've literally said this and begged for them to do. Do not change his entrance music. Do not change anything about him. Do not touch nothing. Let this man be who he is. Keep him on the same path that you have him on, and keep the momentum going. Do not destroy nothing. Do not touch anything that's going to destroy what he got going on. Because the way I see it, I mean, to be honest, by Backlash or even SummerSlam, he could be champion. He could be. I can see him beating Roman Reigns for the title, and that's big.
Yeah, that's huge. That's huge. I mean, I could probably see him maybe not world title by SummerSlam, but at least like a mid card, at least like an IC championship or something like that.
Which on mute. But I say world title because the way he did Cody,
Yeah.
and that was just a match. That wasn't even for the title. That was just, an expedition match, expedition, a match, a regular singles competitive match. And I would have thought Obafemi was going to be undisputed champion the way he handled Cody Rhodes.
Yeah. You may be
So
right about that. Yeah. No, you may
I
be absolutely right on that. Yeah.
and you know me, I don't sit here and just put that out there like that. Like I love Jey Uso, but I would never sit here and be like, oh, he could be undisputed champion. Like Obafemi. I'm not gonna just push him out there like that to be something like that unless I don't truly feel that way. And I truly feel like Obafemi, the way they're building him to be, is kind of like on the Brock Lesnar level. Like how he was like the next big thing and this, that, and the third and blah blah blah. Like I can see Obafemi being that guy.
And they're actually presenting him very similar to what they did Brock Lesnar back about 20 plus years ago, where he would
Right.
come out and absolutely murder some poor jobber.
I'm just waiting for the fact after Rusev, I'm waiting for the next. I'm waiting for him to destroy a person like a Jacob Fatu or I'll say Solo or Solo Goonies. In that aspect, like people that we see basically whooping somebody's tail, and he turn around and whoop them. No pun to Trick Williams, but
You're talking
could
about
you
whooping
imagine
tricks over
Obafemi
here?
just coming
Yeah.
out and just you know put it in the same realm as Stone Cold Steve Austin, right? M MFT is out there just talking mess, whatever, blah blah blah.
Right.
Obafemi music hits. Why is he coming out here? What's going on? And he just destroys the whole group because he just feels like doing it. Nobody will sit here and bat an eye about it.
Just because he's in a bad mood.
Just because he's in a bad mood. Exactly. Yeah. And like just because he's in a bad mood, he does that. Just imagine if he just focused his energy of being pissed off that he's not in the world title match. Oh my God.
I know I brought this up to you in our pre-show meeting, but I got to bring it up here. There's been some talk online about Obafemi being the one to answer Brock Lesnar's open challenge at WrestleMania.
Mhm.
Would that be a good move? I say no, just for the very fact that Brock Lesnar's probably not going to go. Oh, you're probably not going to, do the job on that. But what do you have to say about that? What's your thoughts on that?
Well, you already know my thoughts. We talked about it during pre-production, and I'm tell the world here. The only way you can make that work between Brock and Obafemi is Brock. Obviously, both of them will look good amongst each other. Like, Brock gonna do some moves. Obafemi, deflect some of them, and Brock deflects some of Obafemi's. Everybody in awe and shock, like, oh, oh, oh. But either Brock has to get DQ'd for Obafemi's run to continue to go. Like his momentum never stops. Like, Brock only the one because he got DQ'd. Or obviously you got to be some shenanigans that happens that kind of like shifts the whole picture between them two, and then we come back to it. But either way it goes, if the reports are true about some rumor about Brock don't want to lose until his retirement match, which we don't even know when that is, but like for him to sit here and try to stay strong, and Brock is what, close to 50 or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, no, he's just a couple months younger than I am.
That is absurd. Like that's like John Cena sitting there saying like I don't want to lose until next WrestleMania to finish out my retirement tour. John Cena was taking wins and he was taking losses. And then one of the losses that didn't even make sense, but he did it anyway, was get squashed by Brock Lesnar. You two are both on the verge of retirement. Why are you taking losses to Brock Lesnar? You don't need that loss. That loss should go to a younger talent to boost their credibility up. Brock Lesnar don't need no credibility. We know who Brock Lesnar is.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, we've even had this conversation on a previous episode about, matter of fact, it was the night after uh I can't even remember PLE, but basically the night after Brock Lesnar beat John Cena, you and I was furious about that because we was like, what was the whole purpose of that match? That made no sense whatsoever. That spot could have been to a Trick Williams. That spot could have been to a Ricochet. I mean, I'm about to say
Hey,
Ricochet.
hey,
Whoa,
hey, hey,
yeah, yeah. Whoa,
hey.
let me
Relax on that.
backtrack. Yeah, relax. That could have been for a Carmelo Hayes. Excuse me on that disrespect. Um, it could have been to somebody. At this point, it could have been to the men's. I don't care. But like Brock Lesnar, I wasn't even excited about the match
No,
because it's like we've been down this road before, and we literally seen Brock Lesnar destroy. Matter of fact, John Cena is the reason why we have a Suplex City. So,
yes.
so why even waste our time with something that was created from destroying John Cena? Then you go turn around and destroy John. Matter of fact, I think it was WrestlePalooza. Yes, we didn't even
That's
watch that
exactly what it
match.
was. It is
I
exactly
watched
what it was.
the highlights, and I was like, I'm so glad I did not watch WrestlePalooza because I would have lost my freaking mind to waste my time watching that crap.
Imagine
And
what I was
granted,
going through. And I watched the
it
whole
was a
thing from bell to
it
bell.
was a little bit of highlights in WrestlePalooza that I did see, just highlights. AJ Lee coming back, wrestling with her husband, fighting Seth and Becky. That was cool. I get that, but just who- I'm just gonna bring it up, okay? I'm gonna bring up your favorite PLD of all time, Great Balls of Fire. That's basically on the same realm as that PLE. One match made that night. It was Brock versus Samoa Joe. You ask me anything about Great Balls of Fire other than that, I can't even give you one match. I can't even give you where they had it at.
I mean, the only thing that I can't get out of my head about Great Balls of Fire is that you need to go to a urologist for that.
The fact that they had a PLE called Great Balls of Fire. Then on top of that, you had the audacity to use a classic as his theme song, just for that PLE to be as trashed as it was.
The killer was rolling over in his grave. Oh, don't get me started.
You could have
Don't
used
get
Travis
me
Scott's
started.
Fiend for that PLE, and it would have made sense. Than using Great Balls of Fire. And now you imagine it, and I look at you think about
I need a drink.
but but to answer your question on Obafemi, I don't need that just yet. I don't need Obafemi versus
Yeah.
Brock. I need them to build up to um Brock's retirement because obviously we talked about this before. I can see Obafemi destroying Brock, and then Obafemi carries that title of being the Beast. I'm the Beast Slayer. I slayed the Beast. I retired the Beast. Then you have some credibility where him and Gunther can fight it out. Oh, I retired, John Cena and AJ Styles. Well, yeah, sure, but that dude destroyed both them two dudes, and I destroyed him. So what that makes me like, I'm more superior to you because Brock Lesnar beat John Cena and AJ Styles, while you had to beat them separately, and you beat them in the tail end of their careers, and I beat Brock Lesnar. And Brock Lesnar on his bad day could beat anybody in WWE.
Uh, You know, like I'm just sitting here before we wrap this up. I'm just sitting here thinking. I've got this image in my head. I really don't see Brock Lesnar taking that power bomb, Michinoku power bomb,
No.
um, that Obafemi has as his finisher. Um, I just don't see it.
Could you could you see this though? What if Obafemi and Brock Lesnar has this discussion in the back, right? What if Brock Lesnar what if Brock Lesnar I'm trying to think of a word to basically gives the F5 to Obafemi. And Obafemi uses the F5 and F5 Brock Lesnar and pins him and then starts using the F5 as his finish move.
Oh, that's a hell of a rocket right there that you put on that guy.
I mean, the man throws people like they're a loaf of bread across the ring. So I can't. I mean,
Rusev, he's lost some weight, but that's a big dude, and he threw him around like a sack of potatoes.
Rusev is huge, yes,
Yeah,
and to be thrown like he's thrown Rusev is impressive. And
I mean, Dom, he threw that man like he was Billy Kidman.
yeah, he threw him like he was Johnny Gargano. He threw him
Yes,
like he was a cruiserweight, and picked him up and powerbombed him like he was like basically a lightweight, like he was Dom Mysterio.
again, he's lost some weight, but that's a big, big son of a gun.
Strong too. Like
Yes,
so. I'm just to be honest, I'm just ready for whoever. It could be Drew, it could be Jacob Fatu, it could be whoever. I'm ready for that first matchup with Obafemi because with that first matchup, matter of fact, that first matchup is really, really going to dictate where we go with Obafemi. If they give him somebody like Sami Zayn, that's credible. If they give somebody like I'm trying to think of somebody outside of NXT because obviously he fought Trick Williams. Obviously he fought
right.
Javon Evans. But I need somebody that's in the main roster, that's been in the main roster. I mean, hell, Randy Orton. He can destroy Randy Orton. I mean, like I don't want him to. Let's
Right.
get that out of the way. But could you just imagine him destroying Randy and standing over him with that stance he do like that? Man, brother, you on the way to the moon. You are the guy. In my
Yeah, because you've got like he's like if you look up future champion in a dictionary, the picture's going to look an awful lot like Obafemi because he's got the charisma, he's got the he's got the look, he's got the move set, he's got the strength, he's got the great entrance. Is like I've said many times, a champion, you know, to become a champion, every eyeball, every camera has to be focused on that guy, every move that he makes. Obafemi is already there, and he's been on the main roster for 3 months. Not even 3 months.
he's that guy. I mean,
He
ain't
is.
really
Yeah, he really
much more I
is.
can say about him. I mean, they've been doing a extraordinary job with the way they've been using him.
Yeah.
I mean, he
Yet another
destroyed a tag team, the War Raiders. He destroyed the War Raiders,
a couple of big dudes, a couple of
big
real big
dudes.
dudes.
So I, I ain't got nothing. Really.
Yeah. Well, I got 2 words for that. Roll Tide, because we all know where he was on the track team.
Oh, and I got two other words for him.
Yeah.
Main event.
Hell yeah. Yes. 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 Well, this has been a fun episode celebrating the downfall of the Judgment Day. And it's been another fun episode, my guy. And I think
Absolutely.
that, like, I feel like WrestleMania, I may be disappointed, but I feel like there's some real momentum going on there. They probably get, I don't trust them not to screw it up, but I feel like there's some real momentum going there.
I definitely I'm with you on that too. Like at first, with all the injuries that was happening, and with Drew having the title, and you know, before Royal Rumble, it looked like it was in shambles. It looked like it was going to be like uh, this WrestleMania might be unforgettable. But I mean, not unforgettable, but basically forgettable. Like let's move on and hurry up to Saudi Arabia. I hate to say that, but
Yeah.
which I'm still pissed about that because we're going to literally try to watch Saudi Arabia at 5 o'clock in the morning or something.
Yeah.
Like
Oh boy.
WrestleMania started 5 o'clock in the morning. Who what the world?
Yeah. Yeah. Because I mean, yeah. Because I can't. Even the Royal Rumble went off at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, my time. You're gonna start WrestleMania night one probably at like 9 o'clock in the morning West Coast time, if that. And then God forbid if you're out in Hawaii or Alaska, you're gonna be middle of the night watching that.
Trying to stay up and watch that. And
Yeah,
this is
trying to stay
WrestleMania.
up
You could
exactly. Yeah,
you could you could literally not watch anything and just still watch WrestleMania and get that hype for it. But now you sit here and literally force yourself to stay up to watch
yeah,
WrestleMania.
yeah. But that's next year, WrestleMania 41, 42, back in Las Vegas here in a few weeks, and don't disappoint me, but I'm actually excited about this.
I'm Yeah, I'm slowly getting. I mean, I'm obviously excited for the two main events and Jay versus Rhea, and some potential rumored matches here in between. Obviously, Jacob and Drew. That's gonna be a good one. Hopefully, it's a stipulation match in that. But the gears are slowly turning to getting to like I'm kind of amped up for this. Obviously, there's more elements that are which next week we're definitely gonna be talking about with the rumor that Stone Cold might be showing up for Raw.
What?
So obviously, obviously he's gonna show up for 316, but
What?
could it be some ramifications for the main event of night two?
Well, Stone Cold shenanigans, it wouldn't break my heart.
Got it. The final boss and Stone Cold are in the same ring together on Monday Night Raw. I will.
Well, let's not jump the gun here. Got an
Right.
episode of SmackDown coming up. We got another Raw coming up, and we're going to hit it again next week.
Oh yeah.
All right. Another fun episode, my guy. Thank you so much for the birthday love, and also thank you
Oh
so
yeah.
much for watching and listening to the Wrestling Roundtable. You can follow us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, um, and look forward to seeing you next week. For Dominik LaRue, I'm Ryan Hall. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. And until we eat again, take care and don't let Danhausen curse you. Take care.